Gardening with Australian plants makes so much sense. Not only are they water-wise, but they support habitats. And there seems to be a native plant for almost any situation. And there's an increased interest in growing Australian plants, regardless whether you've got a balcony, space for a few pots, or a sprawling garden like this. Gardening under established trees is one of the hardest positions to fill in the garden. As young plants try to take hold, fine feeder roots of the established trees quickly develop to rob all the water and nutrients meant for small plants. That's why in this situation, planting a little bigger is often better. Not all native plants are sensitive to fertilisers. It's actually the phosphorus in many formulations that cause plants of the Proteaceae family to die. This Grevillea winter delight, well, that's one that's sensitive. Also includes Hakeas and Banksias, and there's so many of them around. They look fantastic in our gardens. Now, when we plant these, you'll see specialised roots, and those roots have been formed to take phosphorus out of our phosphorus-deficient soils. And if we give them the wrong fertiliser, well, that's when the problems start. All natives will respond to having some fertiliser added to the hole, and Power Feed All-Purpose is well suited to using on grevilleas. Drench the hole before planting and water plants in with the solution. Lots of things happen with this fertiliser that you're not going to see. It contains liquid compost that helps break up the clay, but at the same time in sandy soils holds the nutrients for plants. Another plant that's going to benefit from Power Feed going into the hole before planting is the Leptospernum Starry Nights. Now, this is fantastic. Has these beautiful large white flowers with soft weeping burgundy foliage. Now, we're using it as a screen here, but it also does really well in a pot. You're helping me, Chili. When selecting native plants for the garden, not only select for flowers, look at the foliage. Australian plants have a broad range of leaf forms, shapes and textures. One of the reasons I fall for these local beauties, I'm fascinated by foliage. Ongoing maintenance of natives is easy also. To avoid having to get stuck into the garden and prune back hard every few years, good maintenance advice is to nip the growth tip out of the shrubs at different times of the year. I tend to do it every time I take a walk around the garden. Pluck a few growth tips here and there. Everywhere there's a leaf on all plants, there's a dormant bud. And feeding a large native garden is easy. Grab a hose on pack, click it onto the end of the hose and go for it.